Hey guys, thank you for clicking this video. Just to let you know, this is a segment from my live streams that I do Sunday through Friday. Once again, if you want to catch the live stream, that is going to be Sunday through Friday, 6:30 Mountain Time. And if you don't know what time that is in your time, go ahead and Google it. But once again, enjoy the video, subscribe, and like this video. All right. Let's get to our next segment. And I know, and it's weird because on YouTube, when I post this video, I guarantee you that it's going to have very little views, but the comments are going to be on fire. Okay. I'm already ready for it, but I know that's just how it's going to work. But once again, actually, let's watch the video so you guys can know what situation I'm talking about here. Let's pull this video up here. Okay, so I guess that was instant number one. I guess there was like 3 or 4 of these protesters throughout her sit down, talking about her book tour. Okay, whatever. Yeah, circle jerk for real. But once again, like, I would love to hear what they're saying, but once again, I guess it doesn't matter. And like, I don't want to say it reminds me of a Trump rally, but like, it's just really strange. And maybe this is just me, okay? If I am on that stage and somebody is protesting something, I want to hear what they got to say. Let's hear it. Let's get on the floor for 2 minutes, okay? Once again, Harris is a public figure. She's not like some random, author of a book and like she's not into politics. Like, no, I'm sorry. You don't get that kind of comfort. You are a public figure, okay? Get over it. Like, you shouldn't have ran for president, should have been vice president. Like, that, it is what it is, okay? But second off, can you imagine how much classier and respectable it would have been if she was like, hey, guys, chill the hell out. Let's hear what they got to say. 2 minutes. You ain't got to give them the floor for an hour. Just hear what they got to say for 2 minutes. And if they ain't talking nothing, if they ain't saying nothing, they'll be like, hey, I hear you, I respect you, but we'll talk after, or whatever the case is. Or if they really saying something, answer it. Challenge it. Recept it. You are a politician. And once again, we got definitions here for you. But once again, that would have been so much more respectable than for her just to be sitting there smiling because she knows her crowd is going to handle that. Once again, that's just a little smuggy to me. Like, I don't know. Once again, I don't know. It's just weird to me.
Thank you. So, back to what I was saying. You are soon enough. And I sometimes think about President of the United States.
Really? Really? Is this like some popularity contest? Is this some sort of like just a rally of personality and not politics? Once again, this is why I hate politics, because it transformed into a celebrity contest. You're here to talk about politics, and what they're protesting is politics. Deal with it. But no, you're sitting on stage thinking that they are there for you, but in reality, if you know what a politician is supposed to do, you're supposed to be there for them. You're supposed to be answering these protesters. You're supposed to be engaging with these type of people. You're supposed to be trying to win these people over with your policies and your ideas. What are we doing here? This to me is stupidity. This is ignorance. This right here is why she lost. In a nutshell, if you just want one glimpse of why she lost, is right here. But hey, I'm just one person. Okay, got you.
Why don't you go to the White House and talk to them over there?
And that's a lot of excuses. I don't know if you guys heard her, but she said, why don't you go to the White House and talk to him? Once again, a whack excuse. We know if you're telling me that she's not going to run in 2028, I don't know what the hell you smoking, but give me some. If it blocks me out from reality like that, I want some. I will pay top dollar, okay? If you think she's not running in 2028, what are you smoking? Give me his number, okay? But once again, that's a whack excuse. That's a lazy, whack excuse.
We have some questions from the audience, so listen out, 'cause I might be saying your name. Abby Core wants to know, what words of advice or inspiration do you...
Why? My God, I'd be embarrassed. I would be embarrassed if my crowd was acting like that. I would tell these people to shut up and sit down. This ain't no prep rally. What are we in high school again? Act like you got some sense. I'm guessing everybody in that room grown, right? Act like it. Damn, once again, they celebrate personality over everything. They don't care about her whack, lukewarm policies. No, they're just there because they love Harris. Okay, got you, whatever. Okay. All right, so yeah, that's pretty much that. And once again, I mean, if you find any value in protesting in that fashion, go for it. A lot of people are saying, oh, they're bought and, they're paid to do it. Sure, I guess that's possible. But once again, there's plenty of people in America that disagree with the war that not a war, a genocide that we are assisting in as a country, using our tax dollars to support that genocide. I'm pretty sure there's going to be some angry people that would do that for free. So don't just end the conversation, oh, they're paid to do that. Trust me, there's plenty of people who would do it for free because That's our constitutional right. And that's a way or a form to try to hold these politicians, she's still a politician, in some sort of accountability, or letting them know what the people are saying or they're feeling about an event. So once again, don't use that whack excuse. Oh my God, they're paid for. No, get out of here. Get out of here. All right. So we're going to watch Dr. Debanga. Once again, this gentleman right here, I spoke to on the live stream. Like, we actually had a conversation probably like a year ago. And a lot of you probably don't remember because a lot of you guys probably weren't subscribed. But a very smart guy. I actually read his book, Lies About Black People, read it, loved it, had a conversation about it, talked about the real definitions of DEI and things of that nature. Really smart guy. But gotta disagree with this. And once again, what he's pointing out, I think, is a general understanding of what 9 times out of 10, what everybody's going to say. I guarantee you 9 times out of 10, if you disagree with me, he's going to say it. And once again, I don't mind having a conversation with people I disagree with. It doesn't have to be disrespectful. It doesn't have to be nothing like that. So let's hear what Mr. Dr. Debanga has to say.
At a point to interrupt Vice President Harris's, or former Vice President Kamala Harris's, book tour, and with various types of protests. Several of them have included charges, blaming Harris for genocide in Gaza, and it's quite amazing. Look, to be honest, I have had issues with the Biden administration. First of all, it was the Biden administration. It wasn't the Harris administration. I've called out the Biden administration, or if you want to call it the Biden-Harris administration, fine, for their role as it relates to what took place in Gaza, or what's taking place in Gaza, Palestine now. Absolutely. We can talk about how the Biden administration also has blood on its hands for what happened there, and the mistreatment and the genocide that's been taking place. We can have that conversation. We can also talk about the fact that one of the things that hurt Kamala's campaign, when asked if she was going to do anything different than Biden, and she pretty much said no while on The View. And that made a lot of people think she was going to do the same thing in Gaza as relates to what's happening there. And even though people like founder of Zateo, journalist, was very clear that he had problem with what the Biden-Harris administration was doing, but absolutely felt like Harris would have been better for Gaza, Palestine than Trump. And people can have that debate, so on and so forth. The fact of the matter is, what she said at her last, one of the videos that I saw, is that she is not the president now. She is not the president now, yet people feel like they need to make efforts to go and disrupt what she's doing as a private citizen, to call her out on the genocide in Gaza.
All right. So once again, that is point number 1. She is a private citizen. How dare people interrupt her book club and talk about the genocide in Gaza? No, she is a public figure, just like Tucker Carlson, just like Sam Cedar. These are very, and more so than these people, because she was the vice president. Like, she has held seats in California, so she's really not no regular person that they're just barging in for no reason, talking about Gaza genocide, and she's talking about her book. Like, no. She is still a politician, and like I done said a million times, if you crazy enough to think she's not running in 2028, you crazy. So once again, public figure, this is what happens when you put yourself out there in the limelight talking about politics. People are going to protest about your politics. That's what happens. So once again, that is a very whack excuse that, come on, we can do better than that.
Now, I haven't read her book. She says she talks about it, in the book. But the fact of the matter is that there were statements that she made as vice president that got her in trouble, which she talked about, with the administration as it relates to Gaza. When Netanyahu came here and met with Biden, there was a separate meeting with Harris and Netanyahu. And I do believe that she would have taken a different tone than Biden on Gaza, and would not have continued everything directly. But the fact of the matter is, it doesn't matter.
I kind of disagree. And once again, we can talk about a lot of smaller things that she would not have done. Once again, she didn't express these opinions when she was vice president. So, like, why would we assume that she would change things? She didn't say anything about changing anything when she was running for president, even though I know it was 107 days. But once again, Trump said that he wanted a ceasefire, and we know Trump didn't care. So just because Harris said, "Oh, I want a ceasefire," blah blah. Oh, people are starving over there. That's what Trump was saying, and we know he was no good for the hood. You know what I'm saying? So like, that doesn't mean nothing. I want to hear what she would have done, but she didn't do that. That's why people didn't believe her. And to put the icing on the cake, she receives money from AIPAC and other Israel sources. So like over $2,300,000. So why would I believe someone who's receiving money from a foreign government would do something completely different? I'm sorry. If we're going to speculate with all the facts, okay? I'm sorry. That's what happens when you're being paid from a foreign foreign country. Speculations like that happen. But let's continue.
Are these protesters going out and protesting the actual president now? Or are they just doing social media posts right now to talk about Trump? Are they showing up in front of the White House to protest? Are they showing up at any public events Trump's doing? I can tell you they're not showing up at public events. You know why? Because Trump isn't doing public events.
So you answered your own question. You can't protest publicly an individual if that individual is not in public. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure that would happen, but he's not public. So you kind of answered your own question there.
He's only speaking to members of the military when he goes to like Walter Reed or when he brings the 800 plus generals in from across the world. He's not appearing in public to give you an opportunity to even protest. But even still, would you be out there and protest like you did with Joe Biden when you called him Genocide Joe and all of that type of stuff? No, you would not, because you will get arrested. And so it doesn't take any courage whatsoever to get out there and critique a private citizen at her event. You know what's also interesting? Regardless of what we think about Kamala Harris and what she would have or would not have done, maybe you even think she would have been worse than Trump. I imagine that, as it relates to Gaza and Palestine right now. But here's the thing. There are also members of Congress and senators who are still in power right now, who supported and rubber stamped everything the Biden administration did. Are you protesting them? Democrats and Republicans. Are you showing up at their offices? Are you showing up at their town halls? Are you showing up online if any of the four that they're doing? No. People are making a concerted effort.
Once again, I'm sorry. You are incorrect, and this was just a simple Google search away. Okay? I'm sorry, but there is protest happening on Democratic politicians and Republican politicians. And what's more so interesting, because we know they're going to protest other Democratic leaders. That's an obvious. Like, that is our party. So we're going to put a little bit more pressure on them. But I said in his comments, because once again, I respect this dude. I'm not going to say nothing crazy. I said it in his comments when I did the research. When it comes to other Republicans, Josh Hawley, Byron Donalds, and I watched that one. It was funny as hell. And Chuck, I can't pronounce his last name. Freshman, whatever his name is. Mr. Chuck, okay? We'll call him Chuck. Those are just three that I found. So once again, and that was this year. This wasn't 20,000 years ago. this was this year, obviously. So, yes, people are protesting other politicians. So does that make it okay now? You see what I'm saying? So, like, if we know the facts, then we can change our perspective and our opinion based on those facts. And yes, people are protesting other Democrats and other Republicans on the Gaza conflict, genocide, whatever you want to call it. So they out there
to target this black woman and call her out in the midst of her tour. And I guess you got, journalists, like Chris Eliza saying she was just a never good politician. Some people also saying, this book is doomed any campaign. And, she was just a never good candidate. With 107 days, she lost to Trump by less than 3 million votes. By less than 3 million votes. And if you look at the people who talk about voter suppression efforts, some say the palace of the world, some say that voter suppression efforts cost Harris over 3 million votes. So y'all can talk all of the trash you want about how she was a terrible candidate and all of this other type of stuff. I'm coming back with another post of some other issues I got about the 2024 election. But if y'all going to be protesting, showing up, I don't see y'all showing up at anything Biden's doing. Biden's made a couple of talks here and there. I ain't seen y'all showing up. Clinton's still out there talking.
Oh, shoot. Well, started the music. My bad. Okay. First off, didn't really look to see if people are still protesting Biden, and if they are not, I think they should. Once again, he rolled out the red carpet for Israel, gave them billions of dollars. I don't care if he's 99 years old and in a wheelchair. If you feel the need to remind him, even though he might forget in a few minutes, remind him that he has innocent Palestinian blood on his hands, and that's going to be reflected in his legacy forever. That is our constitutional rights, and if you feel the need to do it, go ahead and do it. No shame in your game. That's one. And two, I don't like the excuse of, oh, she's a black woman. No, she's a politician. Okay, I know misogyny out there exists. I know racism exists. But once again, if you look at the data polling, if you look at the information that I'm pretty sure people have regurgitated 1 billion times, I'm sorry, she still could have won. She still could have won. But once again, I know she overall, she was a trash politician. We can get into the details, but overall, she was a trash politician. Woman, black or not, her policies were lukewarm. Her messaging was awful. Her communication skills were like of a robot. You see what I'm saying? So don't be like, oh, because she's a black woman. Like, okay, I get it. But we can't ride that horse off into the sunset, okay? Damn. You see what I'm saying? But okay, let's continue.
About things, but people want to target Kamala, and I think, Obama got heckled at one place, who hasn't been president in like almost 10 years. So what are y'all really doing? What are y'all really doing? I haven't seen like 1/10 of the protests for what's taking place in Gaza and the West Bank. I haven't seen 1/10 of the protests that were out there against Biden and against Harris. I haven't seen 1/10 of that for Trump and his administration. And I haven't seen it, like I said, for any of the Democrats and Republicans who have been in office this entire time, who have been staunch supporters of everything that Israel has been doing. It's been on their side 100%. But you want to blame the black woman who had 107 days to run, who, yes, mistakenly said she wouldn't do anything different, but is a private citizen now.
Not a private citizen. Jesus Christ. Not a private citizen. Number 2, let go. L-I-G it. The whole black woman thing. I get it. But it was a lot of other errors made. Okay? In a whole 107 days, hey, I'm sorry. Once again, that is Democratic leadership's fault. They wanted to try to ride Biden until the wheels fall off, and they realized it fell off 107 days until election. That is their fault. That is not our fault. That is not protesters' fault. That is their fault. So let's not use it as an excuse as if we need to be like, oh my gosh, she only had 107 days. Let's just give her a little grace. Like, no, you're still a politician at the end of the day. I'm sorry. So
where's your courage? Why don't you get out there and go to a Vance rally? Go challenge Stephen Miller. Go challenge Trump. Right? It's like, what are you doing? I feel like it's very cowardly, and I feel like it's disrespectful, and I feel like people are scapegoating one particular. But this country has a history of scapegoating black women, scapegoating one woman, one black woman, and they're making her the target of all of their protests.
All right. Once again, don't buy that. And I'm sorry. Once again, I understand the history of black folks in this country, but that is the race that she decided to put herself in. She is a politician. And like I said at the beginning of this live stream, people seem to have forgotten what a politician is. A politician is someone who's in charge of telling you how your life should be ran, or this is what's good for you. This is what's good for you. No, they are here to serve us. I know that's hard to believe. I know politicians been running around for decades acting like they know what's better for you, but that's not how it's supposed to go down. Let's look at some definitions here. What is a politician? A politician is an elected or appointed public servant whose duty is to represent the interests, needs, and the values. Wow. And the values of the people within their constituents. Their primary responsibility is to listen. Not tell you, to listen. Tell you means you're talking. Listening means your mouth is closed and your ears is open. Okay? To the majority of their voters, understanding their collective will and act in ways that reflect and advance that public interest through policies, legislation, and leadership. That is not what we're seeing with any of these politicians, minus the progressives. Mamdani is a perfect example of someone who's listening and creating policies that reflect on what he's learning. Listening to the majority of voters means actively engaging with the people one represents. Whether you like them or not, whether you think it's disrespectful or not, those protesters are 9 times out of 10 Democratic voters. So engage with it. Put your stupid little book down. No one cares about that book. I'm sorry. Just don't care about your 107 days. I'm sorry. I don't. Engage with potential voters. That is your job. But okay, maybe I don't know what a politician is. Engaging with the people one represents, hearing their concerns, respecting their opinions, and using that feedback to guide decision making. Doing their will requires a politician to place the public needs above personal ambition. Hey, listen to this. Above personal ambition or party loyalty, ensuring that governance remains democratic, transparent, and accountable to the people's voice. Where am I wrong at? Tell me where I'm wrong at, and I guarantee you it's zero. I guarantee you it's zero, because when I do this, I does it. Ain't no cracks in this argument. Tell me where I'm wrong at. You can't do it. If you're trying, I guarantee you, you're going to be disingenuous, and I'm going to call it out. Don't come over here with that weak stuff. Once again, their job is to listen to us. And if more than half the country sees what's going on in Gaza and is disagreeing with our compliance within that, Listen to the people. Don't sit here and be like, oh my God, it breaks my heart. It just really breaks my heart. And, people are starving over there. Okay, got you. Now tell me what you're going to do about it. Nothing. All she gave us was empty platitudes. Oh my God, it just really breaks my heart. And like, damn, man, okay, we get it. You're a politician. Got you. But once again, hey guys, I ain't buying it. Once again, liberalism is trash all across the board. If you don't have the insight to understand that you need to listen to the people that have the voting power to get you where you want to be at, if you don't understand that, you do not deserve to be president. I'm sorry. If you don't get that, even Trump understood that. What did Trump say? What did he lie about? Oh, I can end all the wars. In one day, the first day I become president, I'm going to end all the wars. He told people what they wanted to hear. Now, I'm not saying Harris needs to go out there and lie, but if she's really concerned like she says she is, well, stand on business. Tell people, I'm going to end this one way or another. This is not going to continue if I become president. But no, just playing politician, the ones that people don't like. Oh my God, it sucks what's going on over there, but shame on Benjamin Netanyahu. I'm sorry. Like, come on, get out of here.
Let's see how you do under pressure. Yeah, I've been wanting this shit forever. I've been in the field with whatever they throw at me. Brush it off, pick myself up, moving on to the better. Hey. Ain't no errors, baby, it's a new era. I wake up early, feeling rich like I'm Kesha. I get to the paper, boy. Extra, extra.